Good evening, Al-pam viewers. It is producer Ken. I am filling in tonight for our regular team, and we've got a wonderful show for you this weekend. We've got a wonderful, wonderful person who's going to join us to talk about basically what's happening in District 24. Representative Ken Fontenot, who's actually my representative and who is a great guy serving the people in Nash, serving the people in Wilson. So, again, Representative Fontenot, welcome aboard. Let's get at it. Got some questions for you. First of all, because I know everybody's concerned, tell me a little bit about the budget and tell me what's going on up in Raleigh.
Absolutely. So, North Carolina, as you can tell, is in a economic surplus. We're doing great. We continually are rated as one of the top 5 states to move to and to do business. And that it puts us right now, every year, being able to put money back into the hands of the citizens and improve the quality of life. So in this current budget that the House released, one thing that I really am happy about is on average a 4.4 raise for teachers. And with this budget, we get new beginning teachers at $44,000 a year. And just to give you contrast, 2 years ago, they were at 39,000. So that's 5,000 in just 2 years. And people have been talking about that benchmark nationwide, 50,000. I believe at our current trajectory, we will get to that $50,000 mark. In addition to that, we have what 463 million for opportunity scholarships for those that are in situations where they need their own school. And then also we have an additional 135 million for childcare because as you know, one of the biggest issues right now in North Carolina is early childhood care or child care. So that's one that we're able to put some grants into. And then other than that, Wilson was able to apply for several grants for a couple $1 million that I think we'll be getting. So, overall, I'm very, very happy with the House budget, especially for what we're doing for the everyday North Carolinian.
What's your thoughts? I know for our folks, election integrity is an important topic. Have they talked about that in basically up in Raleigh? And what do you think about, what do you see with the budget and what do you see with ensuring our elections this year?
Absolutely. So, what I'm excited about when it comes to 2024, based on what we've seen in the past, especially 2020 and that chaotic year, is right now all the loopholes that presented themselves in 2020 have been answered legally and systematically. Mail in ballots, we have a completely clear standard for how it's supposed to be conducted. ID, we have done voter ID for an election now, and we have tossed out very few votes because of voter ID. And in most of the cases, it really wasn't even the ID that's the issue as much as it was the ballot not being properly filled out. Not only that, we for those that want to participate who may not have an ID, you can get one for free from the Board of Elections. And so also we have clear guidelines for poll watchers, poll counters. So I would say our election system has never been better. And I think that just gives North Carolinians an assurance of the validity of the results come November 5th.
What's your thoughts too with District 24? What was your important priorities going up, and how do you feel like District 24 is going to come out basically when all the budget stuff gets done?
So concerning District 24, I'm excited. I mean, as you know, last year in long session, we got $77 million, 66 for our initial projects, another 10 million for the hospital, and then another 1 million later on for Sharpsburg to completely repay one of their districts. Myself, as a freshman legislator, I was able to be the primary sponsor on 15 to 20 bills, two of which have already become law, several of which will become law shortly. And then on this current budget cycle, we were able to apply for about $3 million in grants that will help various schools and nonprofits in our area continue to do what Wilson does great, and that is innovate and continue to develop a 21st century community where we take care of everyone and everybody has an opportunity to succeed. So that's what I'm excited about.
I know your background, faith plays an important role in who you are. Personal question: how do you balance your personal beliefs with diverse views when your constituents when making legislative decisions?
Absolutely. So, Jesus had a saying, I think everybody repeats it, treat others as you would want to be treated, right? And I'm personally a fan of the book of Proverbs, which talks about integrity, excellency in service, proper communication. And so, what I try to do with my faith in my workplace is to treat everyone the way that God would want me to treat them, to give them the utmost respect, to serve them with zeal, complete 100% effort, and all speediness. And to not only do that, but to also, if it is possible for me to do something, to do what I can to meet their needs. And I have found, I mean, probably in 90% of the cases, we're able to do what the person is asking for or to do connect them with someone who can. So I just try to treat people well. That's it. You know, I call it Amazon.com customer service, right? Because Amazon has a lock on customer service right up there with Chick-fil-A. No one would doubt that. And I try to do that very same thing. And I have found that that has allowed us to really prosper in a very competitive district because, as you know, this is a toss up seat, but our approval rating is really good considering that. And I think that flows from the fact that my wife and I, we're a team. We treat everybody with the utmost respect and care. And I believe once they're contacted us, they know we are working for them and we are going to respond to their needs.
You mentioned, and I know that you're running for reelection. So tell the people, what your plans are for the upcoming, really session for District 24, and why should people vote you back in?
Absolutely. So when it comes to District 24, I think the overall theme we've heard since I've been in office is progress. You know, for the first time in our county's history, we had $77 million come in. And it's like I told everyone, that's not the last, that's the first. There will be more because Wilson is on the cutting edge of that. Economically, we've already had one really big announcement of new jobs and companies coming in with the shot glass company. But now I can tell you there's going to be at least another two or three announcements that I've been able to personally work on that will change the trajectory of everyday economic life in Wilson. And then also through laws. You know, Wilson can be proud that their legislator wasn't just pressing yay or nay when it comes to voting, but that we are on the cutting edge of modern law enforcement with the laws that we're passing, and that also we're on the cutting edge of education legislation as well as other legislation economically dealing with taxes. And that as a freshman, you know, God has blessed me to have a seat almost at the head of the table and to have a lot of influence. And I am grateful for that. And I'm grateful for my peers for mentoring me. And so if that is my seat at the head of the table, I like to tell people technically it's not mine, it's Wilson's seat. My office is not my office, it's Wilson's office. And because of what God has done, Wilson has a lot of influence in North Carolina in ways that they've never had before and will continue to have that. And I believe our education system is going to get better in the private world, the charter world, and the public world. And that not only that, our community will get better because we're getting better laws. We are economically growing financially so that people in Wilson could stay in Wilson. One of the things that the data from the last census showed us, 2020 census, is that our smallest demographic is 18 through 44. And that's because after high school, most people leave and don't come back until they're ready to retire. The only problem is 18 through 44 is the bulk of the service sector. So if we lose that, we drop in quality of life for those older than 44 because those under 44 are the ones providing the services. And so one of the ways we keep the 18 to 44s is by providing economic opportunities that allow them to move into career level positions for the rest of their life, as well as education opportunities that do the same. And we've been able to do that with $30 million for a biotech center at Wilson Community College and some economic partnerships that'll be happening with some of the larger employers in the area. That detail is coming out in about a month, but I'm pretty excited about that.
A lot of people in the first district may not know who you are. How can people follow you, and what's your plans, and what do you need right now for people who are, who maybe want to support you?
Absolutely. So I would say the easiest way to get a hold of me is going to be Facebook, Instagram, are the two that I get a lot of messages on, probably Facebook and Messenger. So you can just check out my profile, Kenneth Francesca Fontenot, or that you can check out my campaign profile, Fontenot for House, and contact me through there. You could also contact me through my website, fontenotforhouse.com. And the biggest thing we need is just vocal support. We're asking people to put signs in their yards, tell their neighbors, read our articles online, share our videos, and then obviously above all, donate. Campaigns are run by money. And one of the things that we're very grateful for is that among all the campaigns in Wilson, we continue to see such a good surge in giving that's allowing us to reach a lot of people with a message that the future is bright, that we are going to prosper as a county, and that we're going to move forward together. And so, giving at fontenotforhouse.com through PayPal or Anadot, you can put in Fontenot for House there and give that way. So that's a couple ways you can get a hold of me.
Well, Al-pam viewers, it has been great to have Representative Fontenot with us. He is a representative for District 24, which is Nash and Wilson. Once again, thank you for watching, and we'll have more interviews next week. Have a great weekend, guys.